all your friends, everyone, they change after you lose weight. After you drop the pounds, after you get more attractive, you lose that baby fat you had, the loose skin gets better, you burn the calories down, you actually take care of your health and do something with your health in the long run. You go to the gym, you join a club, whatever. Your friends, or those people you think are friends, they all change after weight loss. See, with weight loss, the biggest change, of course, is the physical aspect of, right, your body. Your body's changing. You're losing weight. You're becoming more confident in yourself. You're becoming more enjoying of the process of waking up every single day and actually pursuing after a goal. But, my goal as God, man, as me, is to help inspire people, motivate people, and teach people, these lessons that I've learned throughout weight loss and throughout my weight loss journey, and how, I came from nothing to who I am now, today, right, in the present moment. And so I want to talk about friends and my own definition of friends and how to cultivate real friendships, and how friendships were one of the biggest changes during my weight loss journey. See, the thing with me was growing up, as you know my story, if you know my story, I was the 240-pound kid in high school, right? So I was always bullied growing up. I got made fun of for my looks, for being the emo fat kid, for having the long, greasy hair, chopped glasses, nerd, geek, watched anime. People made fun of me for watching anime, which is actually crazy, because now we all like anime. And the list just goes on. I was very depressed, anxious, and had a small friend group at first. But then there were people that, always made fun of me in class and always bullied me. And I was so lonely to where it got to the point where I actually considered those people friends. I considered them friends. Because after school at times, like in middle school and high school, all right, I didn't really have anyone to text after school. And so I texted those bullies. And then they would just lead onto me emotionally even more. They would continue to make fun of me, and I would continue viewing them as friends. Or I still had those friendships, those real friendships where, I'd spend time with them. I'd spend time with them on Discord and maybe outside of school, which I was too scared to go outside of school because I had severe social anxiety. And I feared going out in public at all. So my go-to spot to chill, to relax, to talk to people was Discord with my friends. And that was my life. That was one of the only reasons that, kept me living. But when I started weight loss, when I finally started, I had enough with my life, the way I was living, the way I was, the self-image and the self-love that I lacked. I decided, to lose weight, to drop over 85 plus pounds. But those friends that stick with you, that's the most important part of this journey. Those are your real friends. Those are friends that will stay with you for years. And that's how you cultivate real friendships, is you go through something hard with them, or you relate to them in such a deep level that you two just connect with each other. See, I was going through weight loss, many new friends, and of course wrestling and at the gym, because you're doing something hard and disciplined. You're pursuing yourself. You're pursuing something. You're going after something in the present moment. And that cultivates friendship because you two are creating hard memories together. Or you cultivate real friendships by, becoming someone different, and your friends acknowledge you for who you finally are. Your friends acknowledge you that, hey, you're becoming someone different. You're becoming someone new. You're becoming someone who is actually present and stepping up with themselves. And so what happened to the bullies? Stopped talking to them as much. Stopped reacting to them as much, because I realized that those weren't real friendships, right? And even if you're on your weight loss journey and you think you don't have any friends, you can make new friends easily by talking to someone at the gym. Or if someone notices your progress at the gym, like someone goes up to you and says, hey, I've noticed you've been working hard here 6 times a week, 5 times a week at the same time every day. And I appreciate the progress and the work you've been putting. And that one compliment can create a whole new friendship, a connection. What we're searching for is not someone to just talk to or someone that just makes fun of us and then we consider them a friend and then they continue to bully us. No, that's not a friend. That's just a piece of, right? But a friend is someone you really have that connection with at first, or you have that connection with in conversations. That person you're able to sit down with and talk about your hardships during the weight loss journey. And it's not just the hardships during the weight loss journey, but hardships in any other aspect of life, like family problems or mental health or discipline or self-improvement. Anyone you can just sit down and have a discussion with and, talk about some real stuff, Because at the end of the day, y'all two got each other's backs. You guys have each other's backs. And that's how you cultivate those real friendships, man. During weight loss, you really just can't let those friendships go, the real ones. But then the fake ones, you gotta let them go. You gotta grow out of it. The people that are calling you fat and sloppy and ugly and say you'll never make it in weight loss, those aren't your friends. They're not motivating you. Now, what a real friend does is he calls you those things, but he's there for you to push you. He's using that to push you, but to not hurt you. And he's there helping you. Now, if someone just says it, right, over the text, that's a different story. But, if you actually have a friend there that's with you and then they talk to you later, they're like, hey, I was calling you that because, I'm just trying to push you and I just want to see you become the best version of yourself. That's a good friend right there. But the friend that just makes fun of you in class or uses you towards his own good or towards his own satisfaction and getting a response out of you, that's nothing. That's not a friendship. It's fake. Or friends are just people you see in class or see in the hallway and just say, hey, those aren't friends. Friends are people you're actually forming meaningful relationships with and connections, not just using someone for being the kid that gives them snacks at lunch or gives them homework. That's all stupid. You have to sit and digest with yourself during weight loss and after weight loss who your friends really are and why you should stick with them, why you should still be with them to this day. During weight loss I had to sacrifice many friends, many people. During weight loss I had to sacrifice many people, and I thought a lot of those people were my friends. They're not friends. They're not nothing. We don't have a connection with each other. So then just let them go. You can create more meaningful connections in the future, like finding that person or that friend in college or even at the gym that will help push you during your workouts and even stay with you during your workouts, and maybe y'all even keep each other accountable in other aspects like corn or tracking your meals or tracking your scale. Those are real friendships. Or you guys just talking in the car for a while, talking after the gym for a while, doing cardio together, having those long talks, those long, meaningful conversations. That means the world to someone who's losing weight. Someone who's losing weight, they need that friendship. They need that real friendship. They need someone to push them, someone to look after them, and someone to create that real, authentic connection with. And I feel so grateful because, I actually had that during my weight loss journey. I had people pushing me. I had people telling me I'm making progress. I'm doing the best I can. And I really did do the best I can. I really did push myself to a whole nother new level because of those friends that I have. Your friends are important and they change after weight loss. They don't view you as the fat kid anymore. No. They view you as someone more confident now, more happier, someone with obviously a better self-image about themselves, someone who can actually go out to public with them and speak with them and speak with others and have a good time and not be so negative. Because, before weight loss, you were just negative, you were just hopeless, coreless, purposeless. That's how I was growing up. But when you have those real, authentic friendships and you sort out who's who and who goes where, and you see who makes that meaningful connection and who will push you to the limits, who will get you up and wake you up every morning or send you a text to keep you accountable, that's a real friendship. And friends change after weight loss. They change during weight loss, they change when you start weight loss, and they change after weight loss. Because everyone treats you differently. But then once you start becoming better, they're going to see that you're going to start becoming better, and they treat you differently. And those people, fake people you call friends, that are not really your friends, but they cheer you on, don't let that get to you. Because you never know what they may still think about you, but hey, you get praise, and that's a good thing at the end of the day. Because that's what you're working hard towards, is you want that intimacy. And at the end of the road, those friendships really took you a long way during the weight loss journey. During the times you tracked your calories, you tracked your weight scale, you did every workout at the gym, you did your PL split for the week. That's all it takes. It's just a friend to keep you accountable. Your friends change after weight loss. And it's for the better of not just for yourself and not for your community and not for your life, but for them as well. Because they and you have a connection together. And that connection just means the world when it's worth it.